really my job is think like a miner so I can figure it out what the miners need.
My name is Wang. I'm the Vice President of Capital Markets and Corporate Development of Canaan Inc. with a ticker CAN listed on NASDAQ. Join me today is Kristian. Good to have you here.
Pleasure to be here. I'm always happy to talk Bitcoin mining, so let's do it.
Yeah, great. Could you give a brief introduction of yourself and Braiins?
Very happy to, and I'll do it very untraditionally now because we are sitting here as to the biggest legends of the Bitcoin mining industry. If you think about it, Braiins is the oldest Bitcoin company ever on the planet. So we're both in Bitcoin mining, but we're the oldest since 2010. So we're the oldest mining pool, and we do other software since then. We love Bitcoin mining. We live and breathe Bitcoin mining. So yeah, we're the oldest mining pool, but then we do firmware, management software, energy. Now we do also self-mining. And you are absolute legends because you made the first ASIC. You made the first Bitcoin mining ASIC in 2013. So you're absolute legends, you know? So I'm very, very honored to be here.
Honor is all mine. So what do you do? What's your day-to-day?
Chief Marketing Officer. Sometimes they call me Meme Officer. My mom's still asking me, okay, what is this Bitcoin and what is marketing? I'll very simplify. My day-to-day is think like a Bitcoin miner. Really like think, what is the problem? What is my daily challenge? What challenges I have? So I have to think like a Bitcoin miner and on whatever scale, from small home miners that use heat, hash heating, to big publicly traded corporations. They all have very different needs, right? And challenges. So my job is to think like a miner from a small to the big publicly traded companies, because we have to understand how we can help them with our tools, like how we can make their lives easier. Same for you, like you do infrastructure, containers, miners. We do the same, but with software. Look, mining is difficult. It's brutal. I call it one of the most cutthroat businesses on the planet. So you try to help them to make it a little bit easier with hardware. We do the same with software. Is it mining pool? Is it management software, energy trading? We do all that. Bitcoin mining is a very technical industry, but most of the miners, they're not technical people, they're business people. So there's a very big gap that we have to bridge, because really Bitcoin mining, it's a industry created by nerds. Like really your CEO and founder, NG, one of the smartest people I ever met. And he is like a nerd. He is like a Bitcoin OG, super smart guy, right? And then on the other side, at Braiins, we have exactly the same founders. So when our founders met NG a few years ago on your anniversary, oh, that was like they couldn't stop talking about, you know, Bitcoin and the technology. But on the other side, on the client side, they are very non-technical people. It's the business people, and it should be that way. You know, they're the, hey, here's the opportunity. I have cheap energy. I'll make money mining Bitcoin. So there's a big gap that you have to bridge, because we have very interesting tools and there are very cool business people like chasing the opportunities, and you have to communicate it in their language. So that's my day-to-day job.
You mentioned hash heating. What do you think of it? You know, like why is it important? What's Braiins' vision about hash heating?
There are three main narratives for Bitcoin mining for the next decade. And it's the energy grid balancing. So like being part of the energy network. Second is the off-grid gas, because it's wasted energy. We shouldn't be wasting energy. It should be used for economic value. And the third one, and they're each individually same important in my eyes. And the third one is using heat. If you think about mining, how it started, the only output of mining that was perceived is the Bitcoin mined. But there are two outputs. Like all the electricity that goes through the chips, through the mining chips, the energy is not lost. Like you cannot just lose energy. All that energy, and there's a massive amount of energy, all of it, 100% goes to heat. All the mining facilities are basically giant electric heaters. So yes, in the past, when Bitcoin mining was super profitable, because we're in the early beginnings, the Wild West, right? Of course, it was way more. So yeah, everybody was focusing on Bitcoin as the output. But now industry is maturing. So I'm not saying it's getting harder. No, it's the industry maturing, it's stabilizing. So of course, there's going to be less margin that you have to operate efficiently in. So I'm very happy about it, because in a way, you have to get more efficient and more smart. And this is exactly where you start thinking, wait, my output is not only mining revenue, my output is also heat. And that's economic value that you're creating, that you're paying for. We get to this phase where it's getting more difficult and you have to think smarter, because we'll start using the heat. I was on amazing data center in north of Norway just recently. I'm gonna release a new video about it. So it's on the polar circle, very, very far north, very cold, like a minus 40 degrees Celsius, like this much snow, right? And there was a giant office building, like really like this level of hotel office building. And they need a lot of energy to heat it. And they had a 2 megawatt electrical boiler. 2 megawatts, right? And of course, like they had to replace it for a new one. And then Bitcoin mining company came and they said, hey, we will supply it. You don't have to think how, but we'll just take it. You give us energy, we'll supply you cheaper heat. Because that's exactly what's happening, because the mining machine is just electric heater, but also producing Bitcoin that can offset the price of the heat. Instead of 2 megawatt dump electric heater, they have a beautiful data center, hydro cooled, and they use all that energy to heat the whole building. It's amazing. So this is, for me, not just home heating, but using the heat from mining. I think it's the topic for the next decade. And you don't have to think only about heating your house or heating office building. I think the quote is 50% of global energy used for heating. 25% of that is comfort heating. Comfort heating means heating up your shower or heating up your home. But there's all other heat use cases, like in agriculture or in food production. So there's a lot of electricity being transferred to heat. And I'm saying, how about we don't have dump heat? How about we have smart heat? And that's only doable by Bitcoin mining. Like you have amazing products like the small home heater, right? That's how the revolution on the Bitcoin plat mining scene happens. But the same thing you do with hydro mining or immersion mining, or you have the immersion mining miners, and then you can take that heat and heat up a whole building. So this trend started, I would think, almost 2 years ago maximum. Like it started being a topic in like just in the like hardcore community, because everybody was thinking this is the future, it will happen. But now look, you have free home miner heaters products already. You know, you're leading the way from the hardware manufacturers, and so it's already happening. So I'm very, very happy, because really 2 years ago we were just thinking about it. It might be possible. It will come one day. Really, people will care about the output as heat, and now it's happening. Really, look at your product. Like you have free home heaters. It's awesome. We call them hash rate heaters.
Hash rate heaters.
Yes.
Braiins started as
Mining pool.
mining,
Yes.
which is one of the
We are the oldest. We're the first.
The oldest
Yeah,
mining pool. Yeah. So how do you guys see businesses of software mining pool as a service vis-a-vis hardware, like you do home miners yourself, and you're bridging the two pieces together with firmware and services and customer relations, software engineers and hardware engineers? How do they fit together?
We try to experiment more with hardware, but really our expertise is software. So we have the whole stack now. So we have the firmware that is running the machines, like a aftermarket firmware. Then we have the management software, which is like a software to manage your data center. And you can integrate with demand response or curtailment programs. So on the energy markets, so we have the firmware, the management software in the middle, and then the pool. So we have the full stack. So for us, it's very important to build like a software experience, which is end-to-end. Because I think the long-term trend is more and more like integration into ecosystems. And it can be ecosystem of hardware. So from miner to the immersion tank, to fluid, to container, to transformers, you know, like more and more like a turnkey end-to-end solution. So we focus on that on the software side. But yeah, you are right that we need to be closer to the actual mining. So just now we're launching our first 6 megawatt self-mining facility, because exactly it's one thing is to develop and not having the experience and just take the feedback from the customers and clients, which we're close to, but still hands-on experience is something different. So literally that's why we're building 6 megawatts in Texas, doing all the energy trading and demand response, because we really need to have, the more hands-on experience you have, the more you really figure out, oh, there are small things in a product that really needs to be better. So I think it is very important, either have the experience yourself or be very, very close to customers, because like it is very difficult business. And sometimes there are very small things that we just don't see, but fixing them makes the life of miners way easier. So my recommendation to hardware manufacturers, to software, like whoever is in this business, Like really either get the experience yourself or be really, really close to, the closer you can get to customers. And then the long-term play is really building ecosystems, because I think it's going to be more going to a company and saying, okay, I want to deploy capital.
Yeah.
I want to be in energy, mining, data centers, and you have to give me end-to-end product from software, service, maybe even financial products. But we're still early.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we have presidents of US talking about Bitcoin, we have ETFs, but in a way, we're still very early. And in Bitcoin mining, there's so much more to be built. Exciting times.
A lot of people are pivoting or kind of switching gear from Bitcoin into HPC AI applications. Are you guys talking about it or asking about it?
So here's my hot take, okay?
Yeah.
Look, Bitcoin mining revenues are on all-time low. So it is very difficult and there are very thin margins. On the investor side of publicly traded companies, it is very difficult to raise capital if there is such a bear market in Bitcoin mining. So it's not a conspirational theory. It's like, hey, if you want to expand and build, they have to either pivot or diversify into AI so they can raise capital and like expand more on the energy side, on the data center side. So I understand it. So if I'm a publicly traded miner, I would not be pivoting, because I really think long-term Bitcoin mining is here. Like Bitcoin mining is not going anywhere. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. Maybe to the moon, but, and Bitcoin mining is the beating heart. So like it will always be here, and then it will get smarter and smarter, from the heat reuse to the off-grid gas. So like it is here to stay. But I understand that now it can be difficult to extremely grow, which you as a big company want to. You have to make your shareholders happy, and so you have to grow. My recommendation would be diversify into AI, but don't completely pivot, because really, if you think about it, AI is really way different. The capex is 10, 100x. It's completely different complexity. Also on the connectivity, very different. With Bitcoin mining, you need very slow but stable connection. You know, you can be doing it over like a data from your phone in the middle of Nevada desert. You cannot do that with AI. In some use cases, only Bitcoin mining can be done. In some use cases, both. If I am a publicly traded company, I would start looking into AI as soon as possible, but I will not be completely pivoting. I know some of them are completely pivoting, but that's only good for the remaining ones because they're going to be more profitable. So I think really the market will align itself. On my end, we love Bitcoin mining. We're here to stay for Bitcoin mining. So I love AI. I'm a daily user of AI. It's unbelievable revolution. But as a company, we're here for Bitcoin mining.
There's a true Bitcoiner. Thanks, having
Pleasure, man.